Elite teacher forces janitor's daughter to solve a math problem, unaware she's a mathematical genius. The chalkboard gleamed under the fluorescent lights as Ms. Callahan scribbled a furious equation, its symbols curling like dragons in flight. Room 309 was silent, save for the impatient tap of her heels. "Can anyone solve this?" she barked, scanning her elite prep school students like a hawk circling prey. No one raised a hand. In the back, folding chairs scraped. The janitor, Luis Ramirez, was replacing a ceiling tile. His 11-year-old daughter, Sophia, sat quietly on a bench near the door, drawing spirals on her notebook, waiting for him to finish. Callahan's eyes narrowed. "You there, girl with the sketchbook." Sophia froze. "You've been sitting here long enough. Since my class can't figure this out, why don't you give it a try?" The class chuckled, nervous, mocking laughter. Luis stepped forward. "She's just waiting for me, ma'am. She doesn't go to this school." "Well, maybe she should." "Humor us," Callahan said dryly. "You're not afraid of a little math, are you?" The room tilted in silence. Sophia's fingers trembled as she stepped up. Her tiny frame seemed to vanish beneath the giant board. She stared at the problem. Within seconds, the chalk was in her hand. 10. Maybe 15. That's how many seconds it took for her to scribble an answer. Then she stepped back and said quietly, "It's not solvable the way it's written. There's a mistake in your variables." The room gasped. Ms. Callahan stiffened. Her lips parted, but no words came. She turned back to the board, blinking. It was wrong. And the correction? Spot on. "Sophia, how did you know that?" one student whispered. "I don't know," she replied, eyes wide. "I just see it." It wasn't the first time Sophia had done something like this. At night, while her father scrubbed classrooms, she'd sneak worksheets from recycle bins, solving them like puzzles. Math felt like music to her, patterns, rhythm, structure, freedom. But they were poor. Luis couldn't afford private tutors, much less tuition at Whitmore Academy, a school meant for senators' sons and CEOs' daughters. The next day, Ms. Callahan pulled out a dusty file from her desk. She'd once competed nationally in math tournaments. She recognized raw talent when she saw it. But in her world, genius came in uniforms, not hand-me-downs. Still that child. She visited the principal. "I want her tested. I'll personally pay for it." Mr. Langley blinked. "She's a janitor's daughter, Victoria." "What are you getting at?" "I'm telling you," she said, voice trembling, "this girl, she could outsmart every student we have." 2 weeks later, Sophia sat in a quiet office surrounded by math Olympiad judges, district educators, and a silent father gripping his hat. She aced every question. By the end of the hour, one evaluator stood and said softly, "She's a prodigy. We need to get her into the gifted program immediately." Luis cried in the hallway. Not out of pride, but relief. That night, Ms. Callahan showed up at their apartment, holding a scholarship letter in her hand. She didn't speak much. Just handed it to Luis and knelt before Sophia. "I'm sorry for how I treated you that day," she whispered. "I judged you before I knew you. But you have a gift, Sophia. Don't ever let anyone make you feel small again." Years later, the auditorium roared with applause as Dr. Sofia Ramirez walked on stage to accept her Fields Medal, the highest honor in mathematics. Her speech was simple. "I wasn't supposed to be here. I was the janitor's daughter who wasn't supposed to understand equations. But one person saw me, not for what I looked like or where I came from, but for what I could become." She turned, her eyes scanning the crowd, stopping on a white-haired woman in the front row, Ms. Callahan, beaming through tears. It only takes one person to change a life. And sometimes, the lesson isn't in solving the problem, but in seeing the person holding the chalk. Genius knows no background. Potential wears no uniform. And a single act of kindness, one brave decision to believe in someone, can echo through generations.